right, come on into the room. Come on into the room. Have a seat, take your shoes off, put your purse down, get comfortable. Hey, Dion.
Hey, Don.
I just woke up from a nap.
Oh, you too?
Mm-hmm. You know, that's what I do. That's what I do when the body says take a nap.
That's what I do on my days off.
Oh, well.
I had a 60-hour work week last week, so.
Why did you do that?
Because I needed to finish my orientation requirements. So,
all them modules.
Well, I did have a module to do, yes. But for that hospital. So I did them 2 days, took a day off, and then did 3 days. Day off, then did the holiday, day off. Like, tired.
Do you get time and a half for Labor Day?
I better.
Ooh.
And guess what? He think he's slick. I'm telling you. He is going to try to put me down for Thanksgiving or Christmas. I done already told him verbally. Now I done wrote it in the request book. Do not schedule me. I've worked my 3 major holiday requirements for this job. Do not schedule me for Christmas or Thanksgiving. See, now I gotta go get it to the other job.
Yeah.
To go nowhere this year. That's all right. He gonna be stuck with them to do it. Cause see, he got other people that have full-time jobs too, and they have the same requirements that I do, buddy. And you're gonna be SOL come the holidays. And then he so conveniently goes on vacation over Labor Day.
See, this is why.
See, you're gonna be working Christmas or Thanksgiving. That's all I can tell you.
You know, when I got the job where I working with the union, I didn't understand it because before I started working in administration, when I was working as a tech on the floor, I didn't really have these type of issues that you're talking about. I had issues, but not these types of issues. This is the type of stuff that employers do that makes having a union worthwhile. Because in the contract, it will specifically call out how you rotate holidays, who has to work them.
Well, you would have to. I think it's easier to rotate holidays when you have set schedule. It's difficult to do that when you're self-scheduling. This is where lines come in. See, everybody know when they working and can plan accordingly. If you need to switch a day, you still know that. You don't just say, hey, so like he just finished September schedule. When he come back, it would be ideal for him to start working on October since you only do the schedule a month in advance. And then it's not even a month in advance. I should say a month at a time.
The union contract spells out when the schedule is supposed to be done. You know what we need to look into? We need to look into how do you unionize employees. Do y'all have unions in Texas? Do you know if
I don't think so. I think it's a unionless state.
is it one of those states like Arizona, one of those right to work states?
Yes, we are a right to work state, which is why they can fire your ass for nothing. And you can quit for nothing. Which is why I don't understand why you asking me if I gave a 2-week notice. This is an at-will state. I don't have to. I don't have to. Just like you don't have to give a reason, which is hard to prove, discrimination and all these other,
Well, I'm gonna say this: you're not gonna give me 2-week notice before you fire me.
Right. Right. You're not gonna say, oh, in 2 weeks we gonna have somebody putting down.
Your performance has been lackluster lately, and in 14 days it's gonna be your last day.
They done already hired them, and you training. How about that?
What? I wish I would train the motherfucker who gonna be replacing me.
Train to help.
So I gotta train the next maid while you kicking me out the back door?
I mean, that's part of one of them coloring. What are they? Controlling images. That's different. But yeah, so I done already laid out my requirements. I wrote it. I told you verbally, and I wrote it in the book for requests. I put my request in on how when I would like to work for October, because I want to come out there. So if I can get the schedule the way I would prefer, I don't need to ask for days off. Okay. And there should be no reason that you don't oblige, because there's a situation like what I'm asking on every single schedule that I work. I'm just asking you to make it that week. You don't know it's my birthday, and I didn't tell them that. They're not gonna know that till the girl put the thing up.
Put what thing up?
Oh, the birthdays for the month. And like Pflugerville already has. Oh, that's what I want to get my load. It's a wind blowing. I dare say it's chilly out.
Chili.
Yeah, I gotta put my robe on. Can you believe it? Excuse me. Excuse me. So, like I said, he's been told verbally, it's written down. And Pflugerville already has his Thanksgiving schedule up. I need to plug in for Pflugerville, and I need to plug in for Buda. So
One place got the Thanksgiving schedule up, the other place barely doing September.
yeah, my full time. Yeah, that lady over Pflugerville and Taylor, she got the. I think that schedule go all the way to November.
At this point, because you have holidays, it should go to the end of the
It
year.
should be done up until January. It should be done. You should not have to worry about the schedule for the rest of the year. Everybody does that. The jobs that I've worked at.
If it's not done by Labor Day, then by October the 1st, you should be putting up your last quarter schedule. Do y'all have street takeovers? Do you know what I mean when I
No, I
say
know what you're talking about.
street takeover?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so a group of people will gather,
Yeah.
and so they're not drag racing anymore, or at least that's not what they're doing.
The protest ones?
No, this is not a protest. This is a random Saturday night. This is okay. We gonna gather at the corner of Lancaster and Keast, and we gonna shut this intersection down. We gonna block it, and we gonna get these two cars, and we gonna do donuts in the street. And we gonna spin our wheels out, and it's gonna get smoky, and we gonna video and
Yeah.
that's a street takeover. That's what they do.
Yeah, like in the videos on YouTube.
Yes, yes, and most of those are probably
I'm sure they do because some intersections you can see donuts in it, but I don't know if it's a takeover. I think
it's a takeover.
You've been sitting on my back patio, and you can hear when they're racing.
Racing is gonna be straight lines.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if these individuals are all together when this is happening. I've seen the donuts in the middle of intersections, yes, but I've yet to see a video or hear about it on the news. Not to say that it doesn't happen. I'm sure it does because we got CTA here. So I'm sure these things.
Wait, you have what?
CTA.
What is CTA?
Circuit of the Americas. So, like, I could take my car over there and I can race my car.
This is a racing strip?
It's a track for F1. F1 is huge.
Right, it's like for drag racing, Formula One.
Yes, Formula One, but it's not drag racing.
Okay.
It's a Formula One track.
Okay.
But you can book time over there for your own vehicle when they're not racing.
So if I'm an organizer, a promoter,
Correct.
I could put an event together and go over there
Yes.
and lease that venue for the evening and charge ahead and then give a prize, and I can make it illegal.
If they allow that, yes. Like this past week, I saw a video exactly what you're talking about, and I was like, this dude. First of all, I thought it. The reason I stopped and watched it is because I thought it was that shopping center. You know how we at Daddy's house and we take the neighborhood to get to the gas station, and then that brown strip mall that hardly nobody was over there. I thought it was over there. Is what it looked like, but it wasn't. And I was like, man, that's cool. I said, I wonder if this was my comment under the video. I wonder if anybody's ever thought about purchasing a piece of land, laying some asphalt and some guardrails, and doing this legally on a piece of property instead of in a parking lot with people walking and driving by. Safety reasons and legality. Like, why are y'all doing this amazing stuff with these vehicles, quote, in public?
Well, they're not just taking over the intersection, okay? So the reason I brought it up is because there was one here recently, I guess over the weekend, Labor Day, whatever, and it was over by USC, and it goes from, okay, we doing donuts in the intersection to we busting up businesses next door.
How does that happen?
They go and start vandalizing the stuff that's next door. somebody does. I say they, somebody does.
Whoever that was. Yeah.
Right. Because
I've never seen any of those types, but I can see how the rage can be transferred.
it doesn't happen every time, but you'll hear okay, so there was another one and they set a car on fire. They set
Yep. I was just about to say that.
they set the car on fire and I'm like there's still video and they're all still out there and here comes the fire department trying to put it out and they're all still I'm like what is like I don't get what this is about. Like when I think about like okay who's doing this, obviously it's probably teenagers, early 20s, tweens.
A lot of those cars are stolen.
So they go steal a couple cars and then go out here and
Steal
do.
the Charger. They go steal the Mustang. They go steal the. They. I shouldn't say a lot. There has been instances where the vehicles are stolen.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Uh.
And they're going to do these.
You know what? That makes sense. That makes sense because I said to myself, why would you do this to your own car?
Knowing you really don't know what you're doing. See, I really think it's the people who really don't know. They're in that GTA mindset. Remember I told you these people really acting out this GTA mess. Or what they call them, the Kia boys. They'll go steal one, allegedly, and start swerving in the lane. They don't care what they hit. I've seen one hit a bus. I think the boy got killed or seriously injured. They hop out, take off running. I'm like,
Wow.
you done inconvenience people by stealing their vehicle. Then you done tore it up, which is probably total, the way they be totaling cars these days. It's dumb. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh, they finna lower the speed limit on streets around Santa Monica. I'm like, that's not the problem.
Mm-mm. Speed ain't the issue. Because whether you do that or not, ain't no police out there. They gonna do it until they show up.
You know, Austin has an opportunity or had an opportunity. Do y'all have a subway?
No,
See?
they're trying. There were talks of getting one to go to Dallas.
A subway to Dallas.
It wasn't a subway. It was Elon Musk's.
Did you say musty? What did you say?
I said Elon Musk's.
Musk is.
Yeah, he is. Possession. It belongs to him. That Elon. So he was supposed to be building one for those electric vehicles.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
To that thing, and
It's
supposed to zip line you through
it's
without driving
they did one in Vegas.
fast as heck in a tube. You're in a banking tube.
Pretty much.
I mean, inches from the wall. Do you hear me?
I mean, I don't trust his stuff because
Inches from the wall.
his stuff has been recalled.
It's new technology. Why wouldn't it be recalled?
Well, I just figured in 2020
Spaceship.
in 2025, you would think that by now, especially in metropolitan areas, that you would have built a train to get people from Dallas, Fort Worth to Austin to San Antonio, from San Antonio over to Houston, and from Houston up to Dallas.
Yeah.
There should be a triangle. Because that's where your people are traveling.
Yeah.
That's where they going. Ain't nobody going to El Paso.
You need a side loop. I should need to go to San Antonio to get to Houston.
I'm saying, at this point, that should be your basic.
Yes.
But they haven't even did that.
Nope. And the question is, why?
But I don't have to go to San Antonio to get to Houston. I can get off in Austin and go to Houston. Or I can just go straight from Dallas to Houston. I shouldn't even have to go to that side.
Right. So you got to have some side cuts to that route.
You got people going to Shreveport. Why is there no train from Dallas to Shreveport? Get the people off the road. What?
I said true, but look at why they going to Shreveport though.
It's the same reason people going to Vegas.
True.
They going to Shreveport because it's right there. It's cheaper.
Again, that could be one of those back and forth lines. So you got your triangle, but within that triangle, you need to get back and forth. Like I should be able to just go to 290 and hop on that thing, or 71 and hop on that thing. Like there should be a bus in Flukeville that gets me to 71, and I can just hop on that thing and go straight to Houston.
I'll say this. The direction that you have your major interstates, you need to have a train accompany it.
Yeah.
So that's 35, 45, and the 10. And then you got the 290 that goes from Austin over to Houston.
Yeah. Yeah, you need some cut across.
So, guess what I've been doing?
What?
Speaking of books. Speaking of books.
Oh, no.
Speaking of books. I'm over here writing a book.
What you writing a book about?
So, the book is about workplace positivity.
Lack thereof and how to get it?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Building a positive workplace through equity and diversity is what the book is about. Things are not equitable in the workplace. It is not diverse. Y'all just hiring people and plugging them in like, I got a black woman, check the box. I got I got somebody in a wheelchair, check a box.
Exactly what Joy said in the video.
I got some lesbians. Let's check these boxes off.
She said everybody just shows up to say they were there to get the free lunch, and nothing happens after.
Right. You're not intentional with your efforts. That's what this is about.
She said that too.
Because
that's why I was glued.
Because you're sitting there. This is what the organization does.
Thinking you're finna learn something.
Well, even before that, even before we get to this crappy diversity training session that you're describing to me. Before that, how that even came up, how you even got to that, is marketing. What they're doing is they're putting the diversity marketing ahead of the actual diversity culture change. They have no intentions of changing the culture. They just want it to look like.
With all the signs and posts.
Yes. So you see. So that's why when you log in, to do your diversity training, and you look at the training online, what does it look like? Well, who's in the picture? You got the woman with the hijab on, there's a girl in a wheelchair, you got the old black man.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
A selection off the Canva.
Like you went and you told the AI system to just create a diverse picture of people.
Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised these businesses ain't using Canva. Because I'm telling you, I be seeing them pictures on TV commercials. The same ones. And the reason I know is because I done selected the same picture.
Now,
She using that. Okay, remember that one you liked with that little hand? And that line that I did for accountability?
Oh, yeah.
Seen that in a TV commercial. And that was for medication. Mm-hmm.
So what have you been looking at?
So, you mean in relation to this videos that I was watching today?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was what caught my eye, and mind you, I looked Joy up, and I've never seen these two videos.
What's her name?
Dr. Joy DeGroot.
So these are new videos.
To me, they're new. They're 4 years old, Dwayne. These videos, and I knew it was her daughter just by number one, they kind of looked alike, but how they were acting in the podcast, I was like, oh, they got to be related. There ain't no way. But it was funny. It's called, the title was Karen Needs to Go to Jail, Part 1. The history of basically the damsel in distress.
Mm-hmm.
And why we classify minorities, i.e. black people, the way we do, we as in white folks. So she did go all the way back to Carl von Linnaeus, and I learned something new about him. See, she, like her daughter said, and this is what I was thinking when I was watching it. I was like, ooh, I ain't seen these slides. That's exactly what her daughter said. She said, you know, some of this stuff she's shown before, but some of it she hasn't.
And who is this name you mentioned? Who is that?
Carl von Linnaeus is Mr. King of classification.
What is
genome, all that, Homo sapien, all that. Remember?
Well, no, I'm saying for the people who don't know, who is he?
He is. So what I learned was he got his PhD in less than a week after writing a 10 or 13 page dissertation on some stuff from a university, the University of Harvard or something like that. The running saying in that community is, if you want a paid degree, go to that university. So they were basically saying that university was selling degrees. Remember, not a lick of science.
Right.
This stuff they came up with. But I get how she lays the foundation.
So who is this man again?
He is, quote, the father of, not genealogy, species classification, not just humans.
And so he wrote classifications of animals and humans.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it based on? What did he base his work on?
What he saw?
Just his own personal observations.
Basically, yes.
And so he did this with human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And how did he classify human beings? How was that the first classifications made? Is this when you talk about Caucasoid and Mongoloid and Negroid?
Even
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't save that clip. I saved Thomas Jefferson's. That nasty. Anyway, I thought I'd saved that clip that talked about, the description of each ethnic group. Native Americans, Europeans, Asians, and Africans. We're lazy, lustful. Remember that classification? And then, the Europeans is gentle and governed by law. And, the Asians are governed by, what did it say? Regulations or something like that. And then the Native Americans or the natives governed by customs. This is all stuff based off of what he thought he saw.
So in other words, it's shit he made up.
Basically. Like she said, no science behind it. Then it went on, it explained that, it explained, how there's an epidemic of white women calling the police or gathering the authorities on people of color. And it made me think of the situation at work when that nurse was like, do I need to call your supervisor? Girl, you can call whoever you want to.
You can call all of them.
You want here? I'll dial it on my phone and hand it to you because I'm busy. Just give me the phone back when you done. You know what I'm saying? The threat of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just the thought that you think that's cool. One, in the workplace. Two, what are you expecting from that outcome? That's what I should have asked her. Okay, what are you expecting from that outcome?
So
Since you're threatening me with calling my supervisor.
So back up. So the video.
You don't like my response. Mind you that.
The video of Dr. Joy DeGruy is about white women being or playing into the damsel in distress and using it to their advantage.
Yes.
And where that comes from.
Yes, and why nothing's happening to them when the police is called. That's basically the gist. How do we get these Karens held accountable?
Okay.
For their actions?
Shall the doctor enter the chat?
Yes, please.
Okay. So first of all, let me explain to you why this is happening when she calls the police. Just like there are stereotypes against black people, there are stereotypes for white people too. And the stereotypes for all of this, for all of us, have been controlled and have been intentionally set. Because there's a behavior that I want to elicit a specific behavior.
Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up because she got a story about that, about kids in elementary school. Lord Jesus.
Now this is how you know that the doctor knows what he's talking about, because the other doctor already said it.
I ain't got there yet, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So this is what we mean when we say the whole system of racism. It is not just one act. It is not just one thing. It is several different things that have been pieced together and layered together in order to get this system to work the way I've designed it to work, which is for me. I want it to work for me, the white privileged, pretty much the white man, right? Not us. Not women, not us. White women, okay, white women were placed in a unique position because they have proximity to white male dominance through their husband, through their father, their brother, right? So they're going to want to protect his interests, because you also have to remember, for years and years and years, women couldn't own shit. They didn't have their own shit. They couldn't vote. So What she had was, she was rich because he was rich.
Yeah.
So my livelihood is his livelihood. So I need to support his livelihood, even though what he's doing is wrong,
Right.
because I'm benefiting from it.
Right.
So this is where she develops her.
Reap some benefits too.
This is where she has reaped her position of being oppressed and oppressing at the same time.
With the aid of the Casual Killing Act. To go in.
We ain't even got to that yet.
I know.
We ain't even got to that yet. It's just the foundation of where the mentality comes from. Okay, and we can put this through social cognitive theory if we wanted to, but I think that's a little bit too much for the people at this point in the game. But if I say, over the years, this is what you observe in our family dynamics. This is what you observe in society. Then I go and I write books, and I tell stories, and I make movies, and I center you in them, and I do the same thing. I am perpetuating that storyline. I am perpetuating that stereotype of you being the damsel in distress. A white man has to come save you. And he is more than willing to come and save you, and feels good about coming to save you, which is how this works. So, everybody is conditioned to believe the white woman, because we've all seen the movies, we've all read the stories. Everybody is conditioned in the same manner. So when she picks up the phone and she calls 911, it doesn't matter who that person is. I listen to her voice, and because of how she sounds, I think she's white. Therefore, I believe her. So the narrative I give to the cops as I dispatch whoever to come help her is different. So this is how you have the officers showing up in the mood that they're already in, or in the mindset that they're already in, because the dispatch has already told them what's going on in the location based on what was said and how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Joy talk about that?
Yeah.
See?
Because they were, it was back 2020. Like I said, it was 4 years old. So this was during COVID. And I guess this was when that lady, that Central Park Karen, remember?
Yeah.
She called the police on
Yeah.
that man.
Who was bird watching?
The one with that dog.
Who was bird watching?
Yes! From Harvard. No, yeah.
I'm like, this has got to be the nerdiest. I'm like, this has got to be the nerdiest looking black dude I have ever seen.
PhD, do you hear me? I believe, from Yale. Very, very educated black man. Bird watching. Like Joy said, we can't even live. We can't watch birds. We can't barbecue. We can't sell water. We can't fish. You can't drive a car.
I can't legally own a gun.
I can't have a gun. I gotta watch when I put a hoodie on.
I can't walk to the grocery store. I can't go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
You just can't.
I can't buy Skittles. Like, I know to some people this sounds ridiculous. Oh, why are they saying it like that? I know it's at least one person out there saying that in their head or going to. But this how ridiculous it sounds to us as well, although we are the ones on the sore side of it.
Yeah. Well,
It is ridiculous.
It speaks to
Lack of education. See, now I see why y'all don't want this stuff. Now I see why y'all don't want people to know about this stuff.
Look at what it's done to you. Look at what has happened to you.
Who's really getting the help out here? You think it's affirmative action?
Look, you've read one. Look at your response to reading one book.
One book and watching an hour-long video.
So just imagine.
That's why she's so heated.
And the faces.
It just looks different. And they don't understand, oh, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Well, there's a disconnect because some people are not able to see past their reality. And they think their reality is everybody's reality. And
if you don't have the truth within your reality, that's not even reality.
well, it's reality to you. What you know is your reality. That's your world. And that's for everybody. The problem is when someone or something comes along to challenge what you know, right? You meet this person who goes against every stereotype you've ever been told about these types of people. Instead of you challenging what you know and changing your reality
based off of what you just learned,
because you learned something new, you compartmentalize it, hold on to the stereotype, and recategorize this person.
Yeah.
This is when, and I know you've gotten this one. Ooh, I know you've gotten this one. Going to school in Lincoln, Nebraska. You're not like other black people.
Or the I don't see color. She said that a lot. And
Or no. I'm talking specifically to you. Where someone has said this to you. You are not like other black people. I don't see you as black.
I don't remember ever having that being said to me.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious because I'll say this, stepping out of it now, the foundation that I laid when I got there, I was not approachable for anybody to say that to me. If you dig what I'm saying. Let me just
So,
put that out there.
in other words, you walking around with mean mug, stank face. Yeah. I get it.
Come on over here with that if you want to. At that point in time, when I had never in my life been around that many white people, and you would have the awe to come and say that to me.
So just imagine going through that at 10 years old and walking into a classroom and there's not a single black girl in your class.
I wasn't 10.
I was 10 years old.
But I know.
When I went to Daniel. And in my homeroom class, there were black kids, but all black boys. There was not a single black girl in my class. I said, oh my God, where are the black girls? So when I look at the black dudes that I went to school with and I see them dating white girls, I get it.
No exposure.
There weren't any black girls around. There weren't that many.
Wait, but on the flip of that, I'm the flip. So on the flip of that, wouldn't that make you more curious? So then when I do graduate, why don't I go to a HBCU? Why don't I go to college in,
No.
Atlanta?
No. Because, no. No.
Expose myself.
No. Because there's three pieces to this puzzle. So you're trying to question someone's behavior. Well, the other two pieces of that puzzle, this is social cognitive theory. What's in their environment and what are their personal thoughts, their cognition.
Yeah.
So me growing up as a person in an area that is not as multiculturally diverse, or there's not a whole lot of me around, there needs to be something else placed in my path that gets me to want the desire to go to an HBCU. There has to be something else. See, for me, I didn't start out in that type of environment.
Right.
I went from the black dominant environment to the white dominant environment. So for me, it's been, okay, how do I get back to this? Right? It would be that decision. But it varies.
But I think we need to explain our black dominant environment because that can.
What you mean, William Brown Miller?
Ours, I don't think was atypical. So if somebody say, oh, the black environment, I believe they have some type of thought in mind
Of what a black environment is. Because well, that's because they think all black environments are the same. That black people are a monolith, and we're not.
Correct.
So,
I mean, even though we were in the area for said black environment,
but within that black environment, there were different experiences.
we did not experience that.
The same things. No.
Ooh.
You had the black kids who were in the environment.
Don't get it twisted. At home. Where we lived. Our transportation. But I think that was different when we got to school. Which is why we wanted to be there so early and go in with the teacher. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think we lived in it. We didn't necessarily experience all of it.
And when you say all of it, what do you mean?
All of it as in, like I don't think we thought of our area as poverty. When it probably was. It still is.
It was. But when
you're in it,
that's all you know. You have nothing to compare it to. This is where you live.
Like,
I'll say this. For me, I didn't feel poor until I went to school. Because now you have the kids who show up with the LA Gears, the British Knights, the Troops, the Jordache jeans. What else was hot in the 80s? You know, you had those kids, and then you had us. It's like, okay, well, and then you still had kids that were worse than us. So it's like, okay, yeah, we were poor, but there were poorer kids. Our clothes.
There were kids that weren't poor, so but they went to the school in the hood. Like, how did they get here?
Like, why is your grandma dropping you off in a Cadillac at this school?
Okay, listen, I don't know where.
Like, where do y'all live that you go to this school? Yeah.
And y'all coming here, Oak Cliff?
Yeah.
And you got Sunday dresses on at school?
Every day you got ruffles?
With the church shoes?
Every day you in lace and bows?
Listen, but you tucked in with the belt, sir. And buttoned up.
Yeah.
You ain't from over here. We already know that because half of us walk up this little hill, across the street, and through the fence to get to our house.
The kids who lived in the neighborhood and that probably should have went to the school were the kids who walked. Everybody who was driving, none of us was supposed to go to that school.
Probably not. And I'm just like, Lord Jesus, who address is we using?
Everybody was doing something different. Cause I'm like, ain't no way you live over here.
No way.
Not dressed like that.
Not dressed like that.
Yeah.
Their bows and shit in your hair. Girl.
Right. So our black experience was what?
It was black, man. Like,
It was black. I I would definitely
Whatever
say,
you think.
okay,
Whatever
okay. So the question is, do you still have your black card? Do we have a black card?
is there such a thing?
Yes.
Okay, so why would we lose ours?
Okay. Let me say this. Let me switch it up for you. Does Candace Owens still have her black card? Does Tim Scott, does he have a black card?
What's that new one with the beard?
With the beard.
Yeah, the big one.
Oh,
He real muscular, got a beard.
I don't know.
We just gonna call him Beard. I'll send you a clip of who he is later.
Right.
Now.
Right.
They don't. See,
Now I say our experience was black.
You can still be whatever it is you want to be politically and not lose that card.
If I was to go into politics right now.
Yeah, that's why I keep telling you, you need to go on and,
Uh-uh.
hey, is the seat next to Jasmine Crockett available? That's the one I want. Because I'm going to be up there with a sign like, Young
No.
Miami for this.
No. Me, you cannot put me next to Jasmine Crockett. We would get no.
That's my girl.
we would get no work done. No work done.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. Because this is what they need in there. And I know there are many more younger, more up-to-date minorities, black people. And I forgot the young lady name that's fall. Oh, she good too. Ooh, I forgot her name. She the one went against, not went against. She was questioning Mr. What you call it for the project. Ooh.
So anyway, bringing it back to our black experience,
Yeah.
you still haven't described it.
Yes, I did. I said whatever you think the black experience is, dash sprinkle all that in there, because that's what we had.
But we didn't eat. We don't eat everything that black people eat.
No, but there's people that were our neighbors that did.
True. That's why I say I'm like, okay.
And I'll say this to that: some of the stuff we did eat during that time, we have never eaten since.
Like what? Oh, like liver and onions? Except by accident. Ooh, my steak tastes funny. I'm dying. That is not a steak. Oh.
Hey, you might as well go and put that on that trash plate right there.
This is a liver? Ugh. I thought it was a...
I just...
Ugh.
Nah. Just give me the little bit that's supposed to go in my dirty rice, and that's it. That's it. But stuff like that. So, they did a study too on little black boys, pre-K, Dwayne, pre-K. They hauled in 135 pre-K teachers. Not all of them were white. Keep that in mind. They said, we're going to do a study. We're looking at behaviors. If you think so-and-so, is going to act up. Basically, if the teacher thinks somebody's going to act up, the program or whatever it was looked at their retinas to see who they were looking at. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
One example. Little black boy, little white boy. Same age, doing the same behavior. The black boy is the only one that's being noticed. So, there's a biased towards these young black boys that they're already going to act up. You see what I'm saying? So then, whatever it is that they do, oh, they're going to act up anyway. Oh, that's them acting up. So they get expelled more than any other, group of kids. I was like, man, that's interesting. How did they do that study looking at these teachers' retina? Even they're looking at.
They must be wearing some sort of goggles or something.
They have to be. And then, it was all objective. So it's whatever they thought or deemed a bad behavior. It could not have even been a bad behavior. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's what they have in their head already about the student. That's what? How old are you in pre-K? 4?
Right.
Oh my goodness. About 4-year-olds. So then she played a clip. And, these are real stories. A lady in, I forgot where she said she was, but there's a black lady and she got some kids with her. The little black boy is 9. He's got a backpack on. And they're either walking past each other, out the door, in the door type stuff or something, So the white lady say, she called the police, this little boy grabbed my ass. This little 9-year-old boy grabbed my ass. I need y'all to come over here. Well, come to find out, you watch the video, the boy backpack burst up against the lady. So she said just the fact that she would even think that a 9-year-old is capable of doing that to her. She said, I got a problem with that.
Right.
And that it's okay for you to call the police on this 9-year-old boy.
Right. Because our children are not seen as children.
Well, like I said the other day, we're never property. And so one of the lawyers in part 2, she said, keep in mind, I'm a lawyer about property. She do property, this, that, the other. And what did we say the other day? These laws are put into place. We were not human. They were never really designed for us.
Right.
We were property. She said, so when you look at some of the laws today as to how people can get away with it, and see, this is where I think the casual killing act, it's okay because she just corrected him. See what I'm saying? We gotta have a reason to justify what she doing. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God, this is all new. Yeah, she right. This is new stuff.
So Karen should be arrested.
Yeah.
She should be. But as you can see, so this is
okay, so
this.
the officer, there was a former officer who is now a lawyer, and he said, which is exactly, you always tell me, you jumping the gun, Dion, you jumping the gun. I'm sitting there watching and I'm saying this stuff in my head, and then he answers. I was like, okay, good, I'm on the right track. There are laws in place that is called falsifying a something or something, but it's at the discretion of the officer. And so then my question is, okay, they said, so who's going to be the one to charge you? My question is, why can't the people that they're calling on be the ones say, I want to press charges? Like, can we do that? Because then you don't have a choice. You got to write that up if I'm saying I want to press charges because she called and reported a false claim against me.
Right. To me, it should be in the same. It should be in the same conversation as swatting.
That's what they said.
It's the same thing. You've called 911 to a location and reported a crime. A crime is not happening. You know it's not a crime, but you're weaponizing law enforcement. You should be held accountable to that.
Yeah. That's it.
Every single time you do it. Every single time you do it. Whether I'm not saying you need to go to jail or whatever, but you need to get a ticket at least.
Listen, Joyce say send them to jail. Look. So this lady.
That's true because look at the man in the.
You have so many. You need to start getting jail time, and then your jail time increases if you continue.
Look at how they were treating. Look at the man in Central Park bird watching, and that woman.
Yeah.
She should have went to jail for that.
She should have went to jail. Like this man is literally recording you, falsely cowering. That's the one with the dog, right?
Yeah, she had a dog.
Oh! I'm like, what the heck is this?
I don't even remember. I don't even remember why she called the police. What did she say he was doing?
Did something to her dog.
I remember. Okay. No, he told her dog needed to be on a leash.
Right. And when she grabbed her dog after she had called 911, her dog is hollering, remember? Because of how she choking him up.
Right.
I'm like, this lady is dumb as... What the... Yeah. So yeah, somebody in the comments did bring up swatting, and the officer basically said it's basically the same thing. But again, it is up to the discretion of who?
Well,
that's what nobody answered yet. That's the answer we don't know.
Right.
Who is capable of saying?
So when I call like the gamers who be swatting each other. Over these games, I'm like, dang, these games must be serious. Who charges the person in that case? The district attorney, right? It should be the same people. It's like you show up and like, there's no crime here. You should not have called them. But then it's like,
I should write you a ticket.
Right. At the very least, that's what I said. Write you a ticket and you go to court.
Yes. This one lady put in the law that she got it put in the law. You do that, you pay a fine that's $250. And some were like, that's too low. But yeah, that $250 gonna add up. You keep it up, and you have to pay it, or they're gonna put a warrant out for you. Mm-hmm. We all know that. Mm-hmm. So that's a start. I don't think it's enough. I would just say a cool 1,000 for starters. I guarantee you won't do it again. Guarantee it.
$500 fine and 40 hours of community service. Related to...
Somebody said a mental health eval.
Related to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was the judge. $500?
That would be good because they don't believe in that stuff anyway, really.
And you're going to take these classes. That's what you're going to do. Yep. $500 and you take these classes. For 12 weeks. Yep.
Weekly. thing is, you look at all these laws when they were put into place. Have they ever been revised? Have they ever been stricken? Do they? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Somebody mentioned a law, and the lady was like, "It's only been used once ever." So there's laws out there. The enforcement is just not compatible. But then again, that means that there's people working in positions and they don't even know the law. Mm-hmm. So it was eye-opening. It was, interesting.
Well, that's what it means when you say we need change, systemic change.
Yeah.
It's got to be either you start enforcing what's already out there, or you put shit out there that you're actually going to enforce.
Yeah. And if it's not relevant, it needs to be changed.
Right. Because in some of these instances, people die.
Yeah.
So. I think we've beat this horse to death.
Yeah.
I should say cat.
Dion, come look.
Oh,
look at what? I want to show you something.
There's a dead cat in here.
No, it ain't. Why does it sound like that? I don't know. Want to see a dead butt? Every time I see that movie and see that part, I go straight to the village.
I fall out laughing. I'm like, this is probably not supposed to be a funny part. I'm like, but I laugh every time.
Right.
Hey, y'all want to see a dead body? Oh, shoot. I'm trying to save my electricity by turning my thermostat up to 75.
Oh, I would die.
And maybe turning a fan on.
And ironically, it is probably 90 degrees as the high now. I don't think it's going to get hot again.
Well, as of Thursday, it's supposed to be 100 degrees in Los Angeles.
Oh, y'all finna lose power like we do every night. I still think I did that, but whatever. That was so ironic.
I didn't tell you about my book.
I know, and I gotta tell you what the supervisor said. Did I tell you?
What your supervisor said about what?
The CNO, not my supervisor. She everybody being the supervisor.
What'd she say?
Asked me if I'd be interested in doing management.
Really?
Yep.
And you said yes?
Of course.
And then what did she say?
As I was headed into the office to get some coffee.
Mm-hmm.
When nobody's supposed to be in there at 6:30 in the morning. This is when I get my coffee cups for the day. Yeah, what you doing in there? Is that you in there? That's what I said, Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you in there? She just asked, get down. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Everybody just loves you. You are doing amazing. The CEO would be saying that.
Oh, well,
Just
look
to
at
put
you.
it. Yeah, I was like, wow. Only took what 30 years to see you have to be in the right environment. Is what I'm thinking.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be in an environment like where I was before and try to. I would never get in management. I'm gonna just say that I would never get in management in situations in facilities like that.
Well, this is what it's about. And your statement is correct. You have to be in the right environment. This is why having psychological safety in the workplace is important.
Exactly.
Because this is what allows people to stretch themselves and to do things that they wouldn't normally have done, or they may be unsure of, but I feel safe enough to try it here because I know if I stumble and fall, y'all still got me.
Yep.
And there's not enough of that.
Yep.
You know, we used to have that where I work. We used to have it.
But
Not
those
anymore.
same people aren't in there anymore.
Those people retired and left.
Exactly. That's the problem. Well, the problem is they didn't train the people under them correctly. Because had you and they take over when you leave, it should continue. Because it's successful. And it produces. You can't just keep all that to yourself. You got to share it so people spread it. Make it contagious. You know what they call it these days? Gatekeep. These suckers, man.
Yep. So because of that, that is why I wrote this book.
Get out of there. I don't know what you eating down there. Oh. Yeah.
It's 178 pages. I need to read it before I submit it to these people to see if they want to help me with my publishing.
Yeah. That's like a pocket guide.
No, it's not a pocket guide.
I'm saying compared to some of these books, 176 pages, you should be able to get through that and understand what you read.
Well, that's why I wrote it in this particular way. It's still nonfiction, and it is about, you know, doing things to your workplace and the organization to change the culture to be more positive and psychologically safe. But it has a narrative to it, so it's narrative nonfiction. So there's a story being told that technically is fictional. So it's narrative nonfiction. So I'm narrating a story. A story is being told of this woman who just became the chief diversity officer of this consulting firm, and so she's leading these change efforts in the firm and with clients to be more inclusive workplaces. So I'm telling you how to do it so you can do what she's doing. So there's real world application to it. But I'm telling a story with it.
Yeah.
So that it's not so dry and boring. Because the books I read, I'm like, okay, yes, this is an interesting topic, but I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
There is a better way to present this information, peoples.
Yeah. Like a comic strip.
Well, you can visualize what's happening because I'm telling the story. So even if you're not in healthcare, you know.
It's applicable.
Doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah, if you could. Ooh, I already see like the little. What's that little animation when you be watching? With HR.
You stupid.
But yeah, little stuff. Yeah, that'd be nice. I think people might grab it a little better
That's the idea.
instead of just reading. So you are in proofreading stage. You're done.
Yes, I am proofreading it before.
The reread.
So you want to send when you send your manuscript to people, you want it to be as final as possible at that stage. I can't send what I have right now. It's not formatted the same in each section. You see what I'm saying? Like it would be, you wouldn't send this. So I've got to read it to make sure all my sections are connected, to make sure the narrative makes sense, that it's not boring, that I'm not repeating stuff. Because I did find some redundancies in my outline, but I took that out. I took some of that out. Yeah, and then get the formatting done. Then you submit it to them, and then they'll read it, and then they'll just say, okay, yes, we're interested in working with you or not. So, and there's different types of publishers, you know. You can self-publish. Huh?
You found one already?
Well, I found this publishing. So there's traditional publishers, and then there's what's called vanity publishers. So vanity publishers, you as the writer, you own all of the work. You only pay them a percentage of your sales. And they've helped you develop the book for publishing, and you've usually have paid them to do those things for you. So it's almost like self-publishing, but you're paying somebody to help you with it. Yeah. Because it's stuff that, I mean, you got to be careful with whatever company that, as you're new and you're starting out. But self-publishing, I mean, you've got to write it, you've got to edit it, you've got to do this thing called typesetting, you've got to do cover art, and I mean, I'm sure there's ways to do that easily. These days, my friend did something like that, and put a couple books out.
Cover art. What you gonna do for cover art?
I don't know. I want to keep it simple. Keep it simple. Just words.
On a colored background?
On a white or yellow background. Maybe a yellow book. Should I make them all yellow? Yellow and blue?
Like have one. Okay, so is this a series? Because if it's a series, you do yellow and blue, then yellow and red, then yellow and green, then gotta do a yellow and green.
Okay, William Brown Miller.
That's my school.
It could be a series of books.
Yeah.
The Empowered series.
Yeah. Volume 1. And then like the final could be like the explanation the volumes. Because the volumes are stories, right? The volumes are stories.
Well, they're just connected.
Yeah. Are you F Dr. D Lee? Like what letters is going on there?
All of them.
Oh Lord.
Dr. Frederick Dwayne Lee II. All of them.
SAABC
No, you could just put the EDD. So people know that I'm not a medical doctor. So I'll put the EDD on there. I don't want no confusion. Can't confuse the people.
You ain't gonna confuse them people. But you can always throw in the parentheses like some people do on their books. I am not a medical doctor. Skinny, a storm of brewing, Sylvester.
It's a twister. Have you watched Deliverance on Netflix?
Nope. I don't have Netflix.
Oh, you don't have Netflix? I thought you did.
I did.
Oh, you got rid of it. What happened to it?
Oh, I don't know. It just don't come on no more.
What? Did you log in at somebody else's house?
Quite the opposite.
Somebody else logged in at...
My house.
So somebody else logged into their Netflix at your house. And now you're somehow unable to log into yours.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And that person is logged out.
Well, technically, yes.
Okay, girl. I got a complicated order.
Right.
Oh, I'm so hungry. These grapes are so good, but I don't want to eat too many.
Yeah, you gotta clean yourself out.
Not with grapes.
Excuse me, they gonna do that anyway.
I think I'm gonna give me some calcium citrate.
Go ahead.
I should have did it this 3-day weekend. That's when I should have did it.
You gotta go do something.
Well, Mondays I teach. So if I do it, I need to do it like on a Thursday morning. Because I'm off from work still. So that gives me 4 days until Monday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So if I drink it Thursday morning, right?
Yeah. Good to go.
And
Ooh, Lord. I had to. But the other thing is, I had the lemon flavor. So when you're drinking it, it's almost like drinking
Like a flat Sprite.
Yeah, but it's good.
Uh
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So that's why you drank it all.
Probably. I'm pretty sure I drank the whole thing. I'm pretty sure I did. Or I would still have the bottle in there, and there's no bottle. No, I drank the whole thing because I remember throwing that thing in the thing, clink, clink, when I threw it in the trash can.
How much are you supposed to drink?
It tells you that. It says drink like half in like, a certain amount of time, and then, if you feel like you need to do it again, drink the other half or something like that. I was like, well, screw it. I know I need the whole bottle, so I'm going to just drink the whole thing.
So don't do it and go to sleep. Do it in the morning.
Yeah. Don't do it. Okay, you can do it and go to sleep if you want to. You better have a mattress protector, and I'm talking old school. Grandma got the couch covered up in that plastic protector. There's gonna be so much you would be swimming in. Go to sleep after drinking that.
But you're gonna get the signal like, ooh, I gotta go, and you're gonna go.
No. Yeah, but it's okay for me. I'm not like the people in the videos and they talking about explosive, this, that, the other. I didn't have that. That didn't happen to me. It's just like, oh, I feel like I gotta go. You go sit down, and there goes a pitcher. It's like a pitcher, like you pouring mop water in the toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, that mess is running. And you like, is it gonna stop? It's not stopping. Like, it's gonna be like that.
So when does the heavy flow pass?
Okay, so after that first one, see, that first one is a plug. Okay? Understand?
Oh, so some of that is gonna be solid.
Yes.
Yeah.
That little front half. Okay,
Yeah.
so like, you get up in the morning, you go boo-boo. I do, you do. Most people go to the bathroom.
In the morning, yes.
When they wake up.
Yes.
Okay. So you take that. And then when you go again, it's going to have a little plug with it. After that, all liquid.
Floodgates.
Floodgates. It's all. So I think what that stuff does is just. So you drink a bunch of water with it. And then every time you go to the bathroom, drink some more water.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where it's getting all this water from. Okay. You're going to see, and you're going to be like, she sure said that. Oh, she was sure right. That's what you're going to be saying. I have no idea. It's got to be pulling it from everywhere. So, even the days lead up, be well hydrated. But then, if it is pulling all that, it's going to pull whatever you just loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you go drink some water. Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, I'm not going to make it, or,
Yeah.
like, I didn't have that. You like, man, I don't remember how much, because I think I got on the scale before. and after. 5, 7 pounds, something like that.
All water.
It ain't all water. That's what I'm saying. Because you know they say we got all kind of backed up stuff up there. it liquefies all of that. So I'm thinking it draws water from everywhere, floods your intestines, and then all that stuff just comes on out. That's what I think is happening.
I wonder if we could type this into Chat GPT.
Ask. What does magnesium citrate do in your intestines?
Is it magnesium citrate?
Yeah.
I thought it was calcium citrate.
No, it's magnesium citrate.
Well, according to ChatGPT, magnesium citrate works primarily as an osmotic laxative. It helps relieve constipation by drawing water into the intestines, which softens the stool and stimulates bowel movement.
She know a little something about something.
Okay, so this is how it works. This is the osmosis part. Magnesium citrate contains magnesium ions, which attract water into the intestines. This increased water content helps to soften the stool, making it easier to pass. The influx of water into the intestines increases the volume and pressure within the colon, which stimulates peristalsis, which are the contractions of the intestinal muscles. Magnesium citrate is typically fast acting.
What I say, quick.
Fast acting.
Listen, I'm not playing. I told you exactly what you're reading. Did I not?
It says it starts working within 30 minutes to 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why is it for a colonoscopy you got to do this for 3 days?
Now, that might be a bit excessive. I mean, maybe they don't want nothing.
I mean, they don't want nothing in your colon.
They don't, like, are you not supposed to, because you're still eating. That's why. That's why. Guaranteed.
So if I have my colonoscopy on Monday, I can't just drink this on Saturday and be done with it?
No, you're going to be MPO probably midnight the night before. But that's why they're having you do that 3 days before. Because you're still eating. Gotta be. But yeah, it's drawing water from everywhere.
That means your blood is going to be like sludge.
What you mean?
Like if you don't replace it.
Replace what?
The water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'll become dehydrated. So, might get nauseous, start vomiting, get confused, agitated.
Oh, that's a normal Wednesday.
Well, some patients all the time. And seem to understand. You think these people drinking water around here? But you have to encourage these people to drink water.
Are you serious?
Yes, they're older adults.
They don't want no water?
Didn't the other day we were saying we gotta So I think what I'm gonna start doing, especially when I get my DPIs in the morning, I'm gonna just fill them up a cup of water. Here, drink some water. It's like you need to encourage that. These people, these people are in rehab, which means they are working out.
Yeah.
They need water. And what else? Somebody over there, Jack, what you looking at?
Oh my God, it's 7 o'clock.
You supposed to be doing that.
I should probably take my dog out. That's why he's sitting over here staring at me. I mean, right in my face, too.
I know. Like Jack over here doing me because it's time to eat 18.
You know it's time.
Dare I say eat. Dare I say it.
Well, I suppose I should get to it. All right, until tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, adios.
Deuces.